This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, very good afternoon, everyone. So last sessions we started with the Varilla project. In fact, we started with the first project is memory modeling. So memory modeling, how to write the memory, how to read the memory, how memory can be created using the array vector. And then we understand what is mean by front-door accessing, what do you mean by backdoor access. And in different test cases we are writing front-door write, front-door read, backdoor write, backdoor read, front-door write, backdoor read, backdoor read and front-door write. And different test cases we have done in the last session. I hope you are understanding the memory project, right? Design file as well as the test bits with the different cases, how to do front-door access and the backdoor access. If you have a very good idea about memories, you can easily understand the people. Okay, it's all about memory itself. Like an input-output signals like various compared to your memory. If you remember your memory, what are the control signals we are using in the memory? Control signals. We are doing the write operation, read operation using handshake concept. For that, we need two signals. Control signal. One is valid signal, another one is ready signal. Both are one. You are doing the write operation, the read operation. Along with that, one more input is nothing but reset. You're telling when my reset is valid, you keep my all memory locations to 0. You do write operation, read operation when my reset is equal to 0, and as well as you do the handshake operation, valid is equal to 1 and ready is equal to 1. What other signals we are using? Enable signals. Okay, when I should decide when to write the data and when to read the data. That can be decided by read and write enable. Now let us start with what is this FIFO. What is the FIFO? What is the FIFO? FIFO basically we call is nothing but what? What we call is nothing but a first in, first out. First in, first out. We see why do we need a first in, first out. So what are the uses of FIFO where we are using the FIFO concept? You understand? Let me give a general idea about this FIFO where we are using. Let us take there are two blocks. Let us take this is master block. This is a master. Okay, and this is a slave block. Or you can call master component, slave component. Or if you are considering this is CPU means central processing unit, master is central processing unit, slave is one of the serial peripheral interface. You understand? If master is working with a different clock frequency and slave is working with different clock frequency because different clock frequency, master is one clock frequency and the slave is a different other clock frequency. Let us take low clock frequency. CPU is a high clock frequency. If you want to transfer the data from the master to the slave, this is working at a different frequency. This is working with a different frequency. If I do the data transmission from master to the slave, is it any chances of data is losing is happening or it is going to receive all the data? Both are working at different clock frequencies. What happens basically? Lost the data. We should match the frequency of both the component. Okay, generate a component and produce is going to produce another one is what? Receive it. So that both clock frequencies should be what? Same. Then I can be able to, without loss of data, I can receive all the data which is transmitted from the master. Usually what happens when you're using the different components with the different frequency, say for example, this is working at 1 MHz, this is working at let us take 100 MHz. 100 MHz, there's a variation of the frequency. So when you do the data transmission like read operation, write operation, there is a loss of data. So what we are going to do in this case is nothing but, so we will put in a what? Interface in. An interface I can call it as what? Buffer. The interface is nothing but a buffer I keep here. So if this is looking at independent class, not same class, different class, independent class, this write will happen to this one buffer. Okay, it's will working its their own time, master, and slave is also working at what? Its own time. Both classes are working independent. This will write into the buffer, and this will again that will be writing into the what? Slave. You understand? So for this purpose, we will use a first in first out. In many cases, if you talk about mobile transmission, when the data is transmitting from one component to another component, if there are different clock frequency, different components also different clock frequency, we need a what? First in first out. Usually we go first in first out concept. You put it in the first and get it at what? Take it the first. Suppose you are transmitting like A, B, C, D. How you are expecting to receive the data? How you are expecting the receiver to send the data? Same way. First you are entering what? A. Second you are entering what? B. Then you are entering what? C. Then you are entering what? D. That receiver also I am expecting the same. If I am keeping first in and then last out means what? First in, last out means what? First in D comes. That becomes what? Last in, first out. These are A, B, C and D. If I am receiving like a D, C, D, what happens this is? This is nothing but first in, last out. Most of the cases, what do we need is nothing but we need a what? First in and first out. First in and first out. Now let us try more about this. What are the types of FIFOs you can create? What are this? How you can create this first in, first out? And then basically two types you can design. One is synchronous way you can design, another one is asynchronous way. We'll see which one is better by. And how to write a modeling the Varilla programming for first in, first out. So we'll start going through this. To go through this first in, first out concept, you should know what are the codes which we are using into our first in, first out. Okay, then only you can easily model. This is what exactly we have done, right? But actually, what we discussed in the previous session, understand that what are the ports are input, what are the ports are output ports, how to do the handshaking operation, using handshaking operation, how to write the data, how to read the data. These things we understand. And similarly, first in, first out also, if you're understanding the analogy of to receive that 500 megahertz here, then there is a bottleneck problem here. Now you are losing the data. So fast if I'm talking, if you're not able to receive that, then there is a what? You are losing the data. So that concept we call it as what? Bottleneck. What is easy analogy? What I can say, what is bottleneck is nothing but let us say this is a highway. There is a 6-line highway road. 6-line highway road. So there is a somewhere in between. There is only 2 lines are there. 6 lines are. There is a 6 lines here. Again, there is a 6 lines here. What is the data transfer here? And this means what is the flow is nothing but I flow here. When it is coming to these 2 lines, what happens here? There is a bottleneck problem. Right? The way how much faster transmitting is not same is here. Right? So this is nothing but what? Bottleneck. Bottleneck problem. So where you are seeing the bottleneck problem? Where you see the bottleneck problem? If one component is work with high frequency, other component is work with low frequency, then there will be a bottleneck problem. Basically, to address this problem, bottleneck problem only, we are going with what? First in, first out concept. In between, we will put a buffer. Buffer is nothing but here, first in, first out. So here, there is a possibility where one component generates the data faster than the other component, which consumes it slower. It creates the what? Bottleneck in the chip operation. So if you use a buffer, correct, helps both the component work out with their what? Own speed. Now master is doing the right operation, writing into the buffer. Then it is concentrating on the other job. Not always concentrating on to the slave what it is responding. I do my job at my own clock frequency. I'll write that into the what? Buffer. Then slave will what? Its own frequency is going to what? Data writing. So we can use the buffer, use both components to work there at one speeds. What is the functionality of the FIFO is? It is I said that it is an interface between what? 2 components. It is interface between the 2 components. Interface with the data producing component on the one side and the data consuming component on the other side. It makes sure that producing and consuming happens independently at their own rate data rate. If my master is transmitting the data at 1 gigahertz, data transmission 1 gigahertz, slave it will do its operation data receiving or data rate operation at 100 or 10 megahertz. Now by putting this buffer, I can make both components what? Independent. Now you can ask me that, sir, suppose I'm not going to put here buffer. If I'm transmitting this, either one of these get complements. Now master slave is adjusting to what? Slave data slave. Then only you can do without loss of the data, you can transform this into the what? Data transmission happen from what? Master to the slave. Now this is getting down to the what speed? The clock which is operating at the what? Slave. Did you understand? But do you think this is a good way to do? Making this to the low frequency signal of this component and data transmission. It is not a really good way. Good way to do this. What we can do is nothing but you can make a what? Buffer as an interface between the master and the slave. So now they both components we are making what? Independent of their own data rate. You do data transmission at what? 1 gigahertz. Then you receive or write data rate at what your own clock frequency. So with all the components in SOP, SOC means system on chip, working at their own frequency, how to ensure that they don't become a bottleneck is nothing but use the what? FIFO. You the first in, first out. It ensures that component can work their what? Own speed. If you talk about the own speed means what? It's their own clock frequency. What is that? Those components which take the clock frequency. In their own clock frequency, they will operate independently. You understand? If you take a design example, the processor is connected to the serial peripheral interface controller through an interconnect. How you can understand the design workflow? Now processor is giving the data. Right? The processor is giving data to the SPI controller through the what? Interconnect. The processor is working at 1 gigahertz. 1 gigahertz. The processor will generate the data on what clock? 1 gigahertz clock. SPI controller working at 10 megahertz. What is the ratio between this and this? It is almost 100:1. 100:1. In this communication, whether processor is a bottleneck or SPI is a bottleneck. Which one is a bottleneck? SPI is a bottleneck in this case. So in this communication, SPI is a bottleneck. Even though a processor is capable of generating the data at 10 gigahertz speed, whole communication speed reduces to what? 10 megahertz. If I'm not going to put a buffer between them. Did you understand? So what is mean by bottleneck? I already said. So 100 kilometer, there are 6 line highways there. In that there is a 10 kilometer stretch, which is what? 2 lines are there. Due to this 10 kilometer stretch, the effective highway is effective what? Effective highway is 2 lanes is only. What is effective rate is nothing but, in this case is nothing but. It is effective rate is nothing but 2 lanes only. What is that rate at which we are effective rate we are receiving, transmitting the data? If there are 2 components working at the different frequencies, the effective rate is nothing but what? According to the 2. You understand? Now what if the processor ignores and starts giving the data at 1 gigahertz? Suppose. If the processor ignores and starting the data is at 1 gigahertz, then what happens here? There is a chance of losing the data. Since the SPI will not process the data at what? Data rate which is coming into it. So there is an issue here. What is the issue in this case is nothing but loss of the data. If I reach high speed, I'm talking about 500 megahertz audio signal, my frequency of the signal. Yours also same frequency signal if you want to receive, there is no problem. If you are not receiving at 500 megahertz of my audio signal, then there is a what? Problem here. You are losing the what? Data. Similarly here also. If 2 components work with a different rate, different clock, then bottleneck problem is there. So to issue this problem, so we know that losing the data between the processor to what? SPI in this case. Because the processor will work at what frequency? 1 gigahertz data rate consumption. Then the SPI is 10 megahertz. Then the SPI is a bottleneck here. What is the effective rate at which it will going to do the data transmission is 10 megahertz. If you see the net result, right? So that what we are going to do to address this problem, basically we can go with the 2 ways. One way is nothing but using the handshaking. We understand what is meant by this handshaking now. Correct? Both are getting handshake, then data transmission will happen. So one way to address this problem issue is nothing but use the handshake between the processor and SPI. The another way you can do is nothing but what? Buffer. Interface. Buffer is nothing but your first in, first out. Use the buffer between the processor and the SPI. Now let us see what is the solution 1 and what is the solution 2. Which solution is better? You understand? If I go with the solution 1, use the handshaking between the processor and SPI. How handshaking works? We are telling that input value is equal to 1 and ready is equal to 1. Right? Processor tells that I am giving the value data is equal to 1. And SPI tells that I am ready to accept the 1. Data that is ready is equal to 1. Then data transfer will happen when both the data is valid and SPI is ready. Data will not be lost, but there is a new issue. What is the new issue here? If handshaking is happening, data transfer has happened from the processor to the SPI. What is the new issue you can going to see in this case is? The new issue is processor will now work at the speed of what? SPI. What happens in this case is processor can give the data at 1 gigahertz. But effectively, it will work at what speed? SPI speed. Is it okay for you? No, right? So doing this time, the processor will not able to address any other block in the system. It has to concentrate only to the SPI, that clock frequency, whatever I'm doing read data operation, I want to do only that. I'm not able to, the processor is not able to do other things. So blocking the sensitivity is occupied with the SPI. So solution one is solving the problem. Data transfer will be happen, but it's creating the what? New problem. What is the new problem it is creating? The problem is nothing but, again, speed is a problem here. The processor will come to the what speed? SPI speed. But data won't last here, right? Because we are doing the handchecking, and once the handchecking is done, only we are doing the data transmission. But what happens here? Then there will be a problem with the what? Speed. We're cutting down the processor speed to what? 1 gigahertz. Then processor can't concentrate to doing the other stuff. You understand? So we don't lose the data, but SPI speed becomes the what? Bottleneck here. You think the solution one is okay to go with? Handchecking concept? Is it okay? No way. Then what is another way? You think what is another way? Use the buffer. So what is the use of the buffer? How this buffer works here? How the buffer belongs? Now both are working at their own independent, their own rate. Correct? If I take there are two persons here on the ground floor, there is another person at the first floor. If he is receiving a bricks for 1 minute, he can transfer 50 bricks to the car, but he can receive only 30 bricks. Then there is a problem. He is working at his own speed. He is working at what? His own speed. If he is throwing the bricks to this, he is not catching it. Per minute he is catching, he is capable of catching only 30, not all the 50. Then it is a bottleneck problem here. The one using the first floor. And how to solve this problem? How to solve the problem? You should have outside its own speed. You also should outside what? Its speed. Then what is the solution here? You put a buffer or you put a table here. He will put all the bricks to here. Okay, so what's the speed? What he will do? He will take his bricks according to his speed. So that I can solve this problem. Now he can work his own independent. He can work its own time. He can work its own time. You understand? What happens if he is directly throwing all the bricks and he is capable of throwing 15, he is capable of receiving 30? Then there is a bottleneck problem here. You understand? The one way to do is nothing but you put a buffer here. So now your first in, first out comes in between the two components, like two components. One is master and the slave. To address this bottleneck problem only, we are going with what? Buffer. Put the buffer. Are you clear? So that it is this buffer making independent operation of master and the slave. Now the solution to this is what I explained the solution to. Use the buffer between the processor and the SPI. Processor will write all the information to the buffers. Processor is free then. Once you write the information to the buffer, then that becomes free. Then since its communication with the SPI is done, okay, writes the data into the buffer. Its communication is done with the SPI. Now it can address the other components in the system. You understand this? Or you understand this? Now it can address other component in the system. SPI will take the data from the buffer. It's one right. Both processor and SPI can function independently now here because of putting the buffer in between master and the slave. Now buffer is what? Making it. How it is making possible? The solution to is nothing but putting the buffer. So buffer is what we call it as here one. Fast in, fast out. I should write the data fast in and take the fast out data. So use the buffer with fast in, fast out behavior here. So using solution 2, both the problems are solved. What is the first problem is? Data loss. Data loss will be avoided. And what is the second one is nothing but speed. Now both are become independent. They can operate with their own speed. So there is no chance of the data loss and processor can still work at what? 1 giga RC. You understand this? Now till now we understand that why do we need a more engine? In many cases, wherever using data transmission. Okay, data transmission between the components. Usually we call it only master and slave. Master produces, slave what it is going to do. It is consuming the data. If they are working at different frequency, what we need to do to address the bottleneck problem. So we'll go with this first in, first out. Inserting the buffer between this master and the slave. So now we understand what is the first in, first out concept. Where we can use the first in, first out concept. So the first in, first out concept you can implement using two ways. One way is we call it a synchronous first in, first out. The another one is nothing but asynchronous. By looking at these names only you can understand what is meant by synchronous, what is meant by asynchronous. What is synchronous is? Use the same clock. I'm not talking about ages. First to edge and negative edge. So write to the first in, first out and read from the first in, first out. Both happens at the what? Same clock. I can use only one always clock to do the read operation, write operation then. Correct? One always clock, always at the positive of the clock or negative of the clock. You do the what? Write to the buffer and read to the buffer. Are you understanding? So this is nothing but we call it synchronous first in, first out. So why first in, first out is required when both works at the same clock? Why first in, first out is required when both works at the same clock? So what if you are receiving the receiver block is not ready when the producing block is given data? Then there is a bottleneck problem. You understand? So this we call it as what? Synchronous. Synchronous flip flop. Write to the flip flop and read. Write to the FIFO and read from the FIFO. Both happens at the what? Same clock. When FIFO is required, when both the works at what? Same clock. So what if you receiving the block is not ready when producing block is given data? Then there is a bottleneck problem. So what is asynchronous FIFO then? What is asynchronous FIFO? Different clocks. Write can happen in one clock and read can happen in another clock. There's a kind of advantage. Most of the time we used to prefer what FIFO is nothing but asynchronous FIFO. So write to the flip flop and read from the flip flop. Sorry, not flip flop. FIFO and read from the FIFO happens at what? Different clocks. So most of the times, what we will prefer? Asynchronous FIFO is used. So processor SPI will need what? Asynchronous FIFO. Why? Since processor writes to the FIFO at what? 1 gigahertz frequency. SPI reads from the FIFO at what frequency? 10 megahertz frequency. The clock frequencies are different here. For the processor and the SPI, yes, it requires what? Asynchronous FIFO. So first we'll understand how to develop the synchronous FIFO. Then we go for the asynchronous FIFO. You understand? Now FIFO is nothing but a memory, right? It's a buffer. It stores what? Data. Processor will write into the buffer. It's one clock frequency. Then receiver, what receiver means we call slave. It will read and write will happen its own clock what it is working on. So all about buffer is nothing but write the data, read the data. Then you can imagine what are the inputs should be there for the buffer? Of course, block is required, reset is required, write data, read data, then what you need? Enable pin for write the enable, read the enable, then. Now let us see that what are the extra control signals you can use to the buffer to make sure that full write read happen. Okay, any error is there. What is any error based upon the depth? So we'll see that. What is extra control signals we're using the buffer? We'll start with that. You understand? So now we understand. One thing is what is the FIFO, where it is using, how it is using, what are the types of the FIFO. Now let us start understanding what is synchronous FIFO. What is synchronous FIFO? Read to the FIFO and write to the FIFO should happen at the same time. What external blocks does FIFO interface with means producing component on one side is write interface. Consuming component on the other side we call it as one read interface. So detailed functionality of this synchronous FIFO is FIFO has a one process for what? Getting the data from the one producing component and stores it into the one buffer. Other process is what? Giving the data to the one consuming component. So the processor and SPI, processor is what component? Producing component. SPI is nothing but receiving component. So what is buffer basically? What are the detailed function of the buffer here? Means FIFO here. FIFO has one process for what? Two processes basically. One process for what? Getting the data from the one producing component. Store it into the one buffer. Other processing is for what? Giving the data to the one consuming component. Get it? Okay, store it, give it. Get it from where? Producers, give it to the one, consume it. In between I'm marking as a, here it is asking as a buffer, storing. Along with that it will get and give. Is it clear? Now let us see how to build this. How to build a FIFO. So one way we said that FIFO should happen. What is the use of the FIFO? Using handshake there is a problem with data loss and then one should come down to the one. It's other what it is working with other clock frequency that we call handshaking process. There is an issue in that. Issue is nothing but what? No data loss. Data loss will not happen. But what is the problem? Speed is the problem. So that we go with the buffer. Buffering concept means FIFO concept. Again, if you look at this synchronous FIFO implementation concept, two-way again you can implement. Two-way you can implement the one FIFO. So one way is nothing but. Now we understand what is FIFO. Takes it, stores it, give it. This is what operation of one FIFO. How you can do this? Take it, store it, give it. You know, understand this with any other analogy. How you can basically implement this. So to implement this, FIFO can be implemented in two steps. What is what is analogy of this? Let us take two banks on there. SBI Bank and HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank using the token number. They are going to give the token number. Okay, let us take there are 16 shares are there in the bank. Is it 0 to 15? Let us mention 0 to 15. There are 16 shares are there like this. Okay, they will issue the tokens. This is 0 token, this is 1 token, 2, 3, up to so on. So how they are going to get withdrawing the money or issuing the money? Token counter will cause token according to the order rate. So first it will come what? 0. Then is incrementing the token counter value. Then is calling one, this one. Then is calling this one, this one, this one. This is one way. This is how the HDFC Bank means. Okay, what he is doing? He is issuing the tokens. According to the token, he is calling to withdraw the money or deposit the money. Let us take an SBI Bank. Yes, SBI Bank. What is SBI Bank is nothing but they are not going to issue the tokens. They are not going to issue the tokens. What they will do? So these are the things. Okay, the first person comes here. So once they call this person go to the counter and will deposit or receive the amount. Then this person will be what? Shipping it. So let us take only one change is there. It will take the multiple there also no problem. Right? How this without the token operation I'm talking about. Without token operation, how they will go. Issuing the token and calling the particular token is quite good comparing to this one is where the people are shifting to the chairs and then they're depositing and receiving the amount. Here also, to implement the FIFO, two styles. One is SBI Bank style and another one is HDFC Bank style. HDFC Bank token number is bring a lot of efficiency into the following. Approach one is SBI Bank. So write happens to the one, single location always. Read happens to the start location of the always. You can understand the analogy of without token is. So with every read, all the data needs to be shifted by one position. So we don't have to change the pointer in this case. Always pointer is located to only one position. We don't have to change the pointers, but move the whole data for every operation. I need to move the data to the every operation. So this requires a lot of registers, shift registers I need. Means I need hardware size is what? HDFC bar is nothing but what? This hardware registers. I need to do shift operations. So this is approach one. What is approach two is? For every read and write happening, track the next read and write position. How to track the next read and write position? By incrementing the counter, right? By incrementing the counter. So that you can track using the write pointer and the read pointer. So whenever write happens, increment by 1. Whenever read happens, increment by 1. At least at the rest, both should be 0. Both should be 0 means what? Bank is just open. So generate the full and the empty by comparing the full read and suppose I'm doing the full read and full write. How I can do something by understanding this one pointer. What is the read pointer and the write pointer? You can understand the two analogy. We are not going to discuss about the approach one. It is possible. The problem is nothing but you need a more shift register happens. The hardware increases. So the other way you can go is nothing but is finding the location. And whenever read write happens, what you can do? You increment the pointer. This is clear. Now, if I'm talking about the FIFO is nothing but memory, right? Memory, what are the things are there? Memory is there with the width and the depth. Then width is there. This location, what data, how many bits you are putting into the memory? Width is there. Then what is there? Address width in the memory. Here, we don't need address. Why? Because we are referring the pointers. So we are referring the pointers, right pointer and the read pointer. So that I don't need the addresses. address is not required. So before depth is 16, let us take depth is 16. Index will be how much? If I'm talking about the before, depth is 16. How many indexes will be there? 0 to 15. To represent the 0 to 15, how many binary digits are needed? 4 binary digits. So if before depth is 16, index is from where to where? 0 to 15. Right pointer and read pointer should be of how many bits there? 4 bits. To right pointer, 4 bits. To read pointer, 4 bits. If my depth is 32, what indexing it is from? 0 to 31. Then what is the right pointer and read pointer I should mean? 5 bits. It is depending upon the what? Depth. Depth is 8. Right pointer and read pointer should be how much? 3 bits. Right pointer and read pointer should be of 3 bits. Here we are assuming depth is nothing but what? 16. So that how many bits each is required for the right pointer and read pointer is 4 bits. Starting from what? 0, 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1. You understand this? So this is what the second approach we are going to build here. To understand this again, two way things. One is nothing but what? Shifting. Another one is nothing but by using the what? Incrementing the pointer. Before should have two output signals. What is the two output signals? This is what extra control signals I'm going to talk about before now. Before should have two input signal because that is nothing but what? Full and empty to indicate its status. Suppose depth is 16. Now you are right data into the what? All the depth of the before, all the index of the before. Now you are indicating that your full is one. You are done with the right operation. Further, whether you can write the data to the depth. Okay, let us understand this. Before we have two signals. One is full signal and full output, and another one is empty output. Let us understand there are 16 chairs in this room. All 16 chairs are filled with the all 16 chairs is filled. Further, whether I can fill only 16 chairs only there in this room, in this classroom. All 16 chairs are filled, indicating that my full is one. Now, what is the full one indicates? If I'm making output full is equal to one, what it is indicating that it is filled. If full is equal to one, further you can write the data. If some other person will come to this row, whether you can able to make into the scene. No way. What is full? One output indicates that. If full is equal to one, indicating the one, indicating that before is full. Suppose you are looking before with the depth of 16. How many indexes will be there? 0 to 15. All 0 to 15 is filled. Then that is indicating of what? Full is equal to 1. Then I'm saying that you don't further write because it is what? Filled. You understand what is one output signal? One output signal is nothing but full, indicating that before is full. Don't do further right since I'm what? Since it is before is full. Did you understand one output signal? The next output signal is nothing but what? Empty. What is empty? One indicates. If before is empty, could you able to write any data? If before is empty, could you able to read the data? There is no data is available in the one before. Means indicating that before is what? Empty. Full is equal to 1. If your output full is equal to 1 indicates what? Indicating that before is full. Empty is equal to 1 indicates what? Before is empty. If before is empty, could you able to read the data? No. Correct. Indicating that before is what? Empty. Don't do further read. If before is empty, whether I can able to do further reading of the data from the before. Don't do further read since I'm what? Empty. What is two input signals which is indicating full and empty? Full means indicating that before is full. Empty 1. Full 1 indicates before is full. Empty 1 indicates what? Before is empty, don't do further read out. Since it is what? It becomes empty. How do you understand? Now, how do we handle this incoming data? You know that before is a buffer, it's like a buffer. This will get the data from the producer and give it to one consumer. Now, how do we handle this incoming data? Is store the data into the memory buffer at the what? Where I can store this? If this is my FIFO, let us write. This is my FIFO. It's all about what? Buffer means what? Memory. Right? This is my FIFO. FIFO. Now, this is indicating with the what? Not address weight. This we are indicating with the what? Right pointer and also what? Read pointer. Correct? Right pointer is equal to 0. Where it is? Okay, index 0 index. Like right pointer, if my depth of this FIFO is 16. 16. What is this? Is right pointer? Is nothing but 15. Did you understand? What the FIFO operation is nothing but? Get the data from the web. Producer. Stores in this. Then use to the what? Consumer. What this buffer is happening here? Writing, stores, then give it. You understand? To handle this, how to handle the incoming data is store the data into the memory next buffer at what? Where you can store. Right pointer address. This is nothing but your right pointer address. If depth is 16, this is right pointer address is 1. 0. Then increment this. Means what it becomes 1. You can increment 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 1. 15. Depth is 16. Then where is depth is 32. What are these right pointer addresses? 0 to 32. Depth is 64, 0 to 63, so on. Based upon the depth. This is what I'm talking about. Store the data into the memory and write the right pointer address. And the right pointer address. FIFO does not require any one address point. You require the address point here as like in memory. It is taken care by the what? Right pointer and the read pointer. FIFO is similar to the memory. Did you agree with me? But what is the only difference in the memory? Here we have pointers, right pointer and read. But I don't need one. Address port. So address port is not used. That's what I said. If you are understanding modeling of the memory and modeling of the FIFO becomes what? Easy. Now we are using the right pointer and the read pointer. So analogies, as I already mentioned this, for regarding the full and empty. Training room with the 16 chairs. If 16 chairs say the room is full, full indicates what now? 1. What if full is 1, what you can say? Don't write because it is filled. Don't send other people inside the room because that all 16 chairs are filled. By doing full is equal to 1, we are indicating not to send any more people inside the room. Correct? So when FIFO is full, right should not happen to the what? FIFO. You understand all this terminology because based on this terminology only we are in the design file. If full is equal to 1, what you can do? Should not, correct? Should not happen to the what? Right should not happen to the FIFO because it is full. By indicating full is equal to 1. If 0 people sit in the room, its room is empty. There is no one to go out. In this case, it is empty room. Is there any people to chance of going out? No, right? If there is if 0 people sit in the room is empty, there is no one go to the one out. So what it says that yes, when FIFO is empty, read should not happen to the one FIFO. Why? If it is empty, there's no data in this. Right? There's no data in the buffer. So that you can tell that read should not happen to the FIFO. So write to the full FIFO and read from the one empty FIFO. Always results the one. Error. Now I need one more input. Sorry, one more output. What is one more output I need? To indicate the error. You don't understand. One output is full. Another output is one empty. Now another output is you can use one error. What is error is write to the full FIFO and read from the one empty FIFO. This gives a result. Always error. You can understand why it gives the error. Once my FIFO is full, I can't write anything to FIFO. If my FIFO is empty, I can't read it. Always this combination will use one error only. You agree this? Now we'll see. The main analogy goes here. What analogy is? Reset is applied to the FIFO. What is the use of the reset? You make all the range data types to 0. When you apply the reset is equal to 1. When you release the reset is equal to 0, then write to the FIFO and then read to the FIFO should happen. So reset is applied to the FIFO. What is analogy is nothing but bank is just open and token, no token. Token is nothing but 0. Then write pointer is nothing but 1. You can write 0. Read pointer is nothing but 0. Empty. Why empty is 1? Reset. There is no data to read. Empty is 1. What about full is 0. Right? Then where the right pointer is started finding 0. And one more input signal we are using is nothing but output signal is write a toggle flag. You call WR indicates write toggle flag and read a toggle flag. What is the write toggle flag is nothing but once it is going to write to all the locations of the FIFO. Then any rollover happens. Then this becomes 1. Very soon we'll understand what this is. I'm talking about rollover. 0 to 15, write is happening. Even if you are giving more writes, rollover will be happening. Initially you make the write toggle flag to the 0. Any rollover happens, what you are doing? 1 means what? You toggle this. You understand? How to make this toggle? Once that rollover happens, you are making not a what? Toggle. Means when it is 0, rollover happens means 0 to the 1. You understand? Similarly, at the reset applied, what is the read pointer is? Read pointer is 0. What about this? The pointer is nothing but 0, 0, 0. This is read a toggle flag to 1. See, if write a rollover happens, this flag becomes 1. Toggle. If read a rollover happens, then this becomes 1. You're talking this. Whenever rollover happens. Now let us see this. What is meant by this rollover? So when one data is returned to the flip-flop, what is one data is returned to the flip-flop means? Write will happens at the writer point of what index is 0 index. Write pointer is incremented by 1. Now it is 1. You understand this analogy? When one data is returned to the one flip-flop, before the write is at the what point it is initially 0, 0, 0. One write is happened to the before. What happens here? Write will happen to the right pointer at what index? 0 index. Now what you can do? Then you can increment the right pointer by 1. Now what is the pointer? Now it is indicating to the 1. Right pointer is equal to 1. If I'm talking about this, read pointer is equal to 0. Read pointer is equal to 0. What happens here? Since we did not do any read, if I'm not going to do the read operation, this is pointing to what now? 0. Since we do not do any read pointer will be 1, 0. You understand? So this flip-flop is either empty or not, we can say. Only one write is happening. Then the right pointer is incremented by 1. I'm not done 1. Read operation. I can say it is either a 1, empty or full. This combination. You understand? One write is happening. When you say full is equal to 1, your FIFO is full or depth is full. When you say empty, if my FIFO is 1 empty, you are not going to read the data because empty is equal to 1. Now here what happens in this analogy is write is 1 happened. There is no read happened. Then I can say FIFO read will be 1. Empty or full. You understand? Now let us go about this. What is this? Write a toggle flag and what is the read toggle flag? What is write toggle flag and read toggle flag is? For this analysis, we will use the 4 variables. What are the 4 variables is? Right pointer and then read pointer. What is right pointer is nothing but where the write should happen to the flip-flop. This pointer indicates that where the write should happen to the flip-flop. Read pointer is nothing but where the read should happen to the FIFO. It is not the flip-flop. FIFO. Read should happen to the FIFO. So what is this write toggle flag is nothing but initially it is reset to 0. Let us analyze. It is reset to 0. The right pointer is 15. What is mean by right pointer is 15? At the index of what? 15. Here right happens now. Ideally pointer should goes to what next? If the right happens, the right pointer is at the 15 index of 15 index. Here right happens now. When the right pointer is 15. Ideally pointer should go to the what next index? 16. If my depth is 16, right should happen to where to it? 0 to 15. When it is 15, right happens now. Ideally pointer should go to 1, 16. But there is no 16 index here. Correct? There is no 16 index. Since the FIFO is 1, depth of FIFO is nothing but 16, 0 to 15. Pointer goes back to where then? 0th location. Pointers go to the 0th location. Whenever the pointer goes from where to where? Understand, this is important. Whenever my pointer goes to where to where? 15 to 0. 15 to 0, we toggle the one flag. What flag we are toggling? Right toggle flag. This is what we call as a rollover. You can understand? What is a rollover? Suppose if I'm asking about 33 writes happen. How many times rollover happened? 2 times. 32 means what? Depth of 16. If I'm talking about 33 writes happen to the people, how many rollovers happen? 2 rows. You can understand? Whenever it takes the overall means what? 15 to 0. My pointer takes from where to where? 15 to 0. If my pointer is at 15, if I do the write the data, my pointer is getting incremented. If my pointer is incremented means that is 16. But my depth is 16. Then it is going back to where? 0. You can understand? Now what this write toggle flag indicates here? roll over. Correct. How you can make this toggle? Initially it is reset into 0. When the roll over happens, how to make this toggling means 1? Making this to what? 1. So you can write underscore toggle flag is equal to 1. Not up. When this is up. When it is like what? Whenever pointer goes from 15 to 0, you toggle this. To indicate that right pointer roll over. What is the indication of this right toggle flag? What is the indication of this? It is indicating that how many times your right pointer is roll over. Roll over means 15 to what? 1 to the 6. After 15 go to the what? 0. This is what indicating this flag. Right? If there are 44 rights happen to the before, depth of 16. How many roll overs? How many roll overs? 0 to 15. Again 0 to 15. 32. 44 rights happen. 2 times. You understand? Whenever roll over happens, what I am making? I am counting my this plan. You understand? So to indicate the right pointer roll over has happened, toggles the what? Toggles the right toggle plan. You tell me what is the role of the right toggle plan? How? It is indicating as a flag when it is a toggling. Whenever your right pointer roll overs, right? It is indicating the toggling happens. Initially it is 0. Once the roll over happens, it is toggling to the 1. Again it is a roll over, it is toggling to 0. Since you are toggling means negative. You understand? So this right toggle flag is indicating of what? My right pointer is 1. Roll over happens. How many times it is roll over happens? Since I am toggling this, so that I can declare this right toggle flag as only one bit. Each time when it is overall happens, I am toggling this. So this is the use of the what? Right underscore toggle underscore flag. We talk about 3 signals as of now. Right? What are the 3 signals? Full, empty, right toggle flag. Full indicates that my FIFO is full. Don't write any. Further you don't write to the FIFO. Empty one indicates my FIFO is empty. You can't read it. Do the read operation. What is right underscore toggle flag indicates? In my right pointer, roll overs, it is indicated by what? By toggling this, we are indicating roll over is happening. Similarly, same for explanation for the word. Read toggle flag also. Whenever read toggle flag, roll overs, read pointer, roll overs, you can indicate with the word. Read toggle flag. You understand? Same explanation as above, just use the one here. Read a pointer. You understand this? Now this is the scenario one, what I'm talking about here. This is the one. What is about full signal, what is about the empty signal, and then what is about toggling. Toggle flag, read toggle flag, and right toggle flag. Now let us go to the scenario. What is scenario 3 is? After reset, in total 16 writes happen. You understand? There are 16 writes happens. Depth is 16. My before depth is 16. 16 right happens. Right pointer is equal to what? Then 16 writes happen. 0 to 15 is 16 right happens. Then over where the right pointer is indicating. I can write right pointer is equal to what? Right pointer plus 16. Right pointer becomes what? 0. 0 plus 16 is nothing but what? 16. But depth is what? 16. Now 16 is nothing but what I can write here. Nothing but. It is again, it is pointing, the right pointer is pointing to what? 0, 0, 0, 0. Then right toggle flag becomes what? Toggling, right? Initially it is 0. Since roll over happened here, now this becomes what? Toggling to the 1. You understand? So here right pointer is rolling from way to way. 15 to 0, indicating the roll over, we can toggle the what? Right toggle flag. Read pointer is equal to 0. 0 means what is the read pointer? Index is nothing but 0, 0, 0, 0. Here in this case, read toggle flag is equal to what? 0. So we did not do any read roll over here. Because what? Read pointer is nothing but what? 0. This above is nothing but what condition you can call? 16 writes is happened. 16 writes happened here. 16 right means what? Your FIFO is nothing but what? Full is equal to 1. No read is happening here. So that this above analogy I can call it as what? Full condition. My FIFO is full. Roll over is happening. Right? How roll over is happening? 16 writes happen. So that my toggle flag becomes what? Roll over here. You understand this? After reset, a total 16 writes happens. Analogy means 16 people came into the one band. So right is equal to what? Right pointer is equal to right pointer plus 16. 0 plus 16 is nothing but if I represent it, this index is representing what? 4 bits. 0, 0, 0, 0. Now roll over is happening for the one, right pointer. So right pointer is rolling from 15 to 0, indicating roll over is happening. We toggle the roll over, right toggle flag. Read pointer is what? 0. No read happens here. Then what is the flag? This is nothing but 0. Now this complete scenario, what you can call? Full. This is nothing but full. Above is the full condition. How do you understand this? Next, for the empty or full condition. For empty or full condition. Now we can say empty or full condition. Empty or full condition is right pointer and read pointer must be matched. Toggle flags are not matching. The toggle flags are not matching. I can say it is nothing but full. Understand from this analogy, scenario 3. Here, what is my toggle flag is nothing but. Toggle set 0 to 1. Now it is 1. What is my read toggle? It is 0. No roll. What happens here? Now this toggle flag is mismatching here. Correct? If it is mismatching, toggle flags are not matching. What you can say is nothing but full. Or you understand? Toggle flags are matching. How you can say it is empty? Because right also flag should be 1. To toggle to 1. Toggle to 1 means what? Roll over happen for the right pointer. For the read pointer, roll over is happen. Then read toggle flag becomes 1. 1. Then I can say toggle flags are matching. 1, 1. What I can say? Empty. If toggle flags are not matching, what we call? Full. You can understand this analogy? Are you clear? Now let us take a few examples. So same thing, what I explained here above. Person sitting on the chair 3, come under 11A with a band. Chair 0 to 2 people have already left. Already left. Those seats are now what it is, empty. After that 14 people came in. Chair 4 to 15 are what? 12 people will in the seat. Remaining 2 will say on the chair 0 and 1, if they, since they are empty. Now a person needs to go to the counter. Which person is going to the counter then? You understand this? There are a person sitting on the chair on chair 3 came at what time? 11 a.m. Chair 0 to 2 people have already left. Those seats are empty now. After that, 14 people coming. Chair, once the 14 people are coming, what happens here? Chair 14 to 15 means total 12 people will sit. How many chairs will be empty now? Remaining 2 will sit on the chairs 1. 0 and 1, if since they are 1, empty. Now a person needs to go to the counter. Which person is going to the counter? Third person. Now the chair person, which chair person goes to the counter is coming back, 3 will go. So even though there are 2 people on chair 0 and 1, still 3 will go here. You understand? This is what? This is my people. This is what indicating this right flag and the read flag. When you say it is full, based upon the flags, when you say full, not match. Both the toggle flags are not matching. When you say it is empty, both the toggle flags are matching. What is full indicates? People is full. Correct. Indicating that people is full. Empty indicates, empty one indicates, people is empty. Not allowed to write the data. Read the data. You can understand this? Now let us take with the depth of 16. We'll understand regarding more about the toggles. Depth of 16. Say for example 19 writes happens. 3 reads, 19 writes and 3 reads happens concurrently. What do you mean by concurrently means? Parallel. Parallelly 9 writes happen. 3 reads happen. Right? 19 writes, sorry. 3 reads happen. Initially write what is the right pointer is? 0. 19 writes happen. Where my writer point will indicate that? 19 writes happen means where my writer point will get? 19. Correct? 19 minus 16. Then my right pointer is nothing but where it is? 3. Because here roll over is happening. Roll over is happening. Therefore right toggle becomes 1. Flag becomes 1. 1 now. Why it is 1 here? Roll over. How it is roll over happen? Because depth is 16. 0 to 15. My right pointer goes from 1. 15 to 0. Therefore 1 roll over is happening. So that I am toggling this flag. Now this becomes 1. Then toggle flag becomes 1. How many reads happen? 3 reads happen. Means 3 people's 1. Went out. So initially read pointer at 1. 0. After 3 reads, where my read pointer is? 3 reads happen here. Now after 3 reads happen, where my read pointer will be? After 3 right. You don't understand it. Now here, right pointer, read pointer matches here. Is it matches? 19 reads means what? Where my right pointer will be? 3. 3 reads happen means what? Where my read pointer is? 3. Now this right pointer and read pointer is matching. Is it a toggles happens here? 3 toggles, right? There is no roll over. Now what this combination you can call it is? Full. Or you can say full it is. Right pointer and read pointer are matching. But toggle flags are what? Not matching. So this combination I can call it as what? Full. You can understand here? 19 writes happening. Since 19 write means after 16, roll over is happening. So that those flag becomes 1. 3 reads happen. Means 3 are gone out. Now read roll is not happening. Those flags is still 0. Here rights is matching. Correct. But flags is what? Not matching. So flags are not matching what you can see. This full. Now let us take the next scenario. What happens here? 19 writes happen. Once 19 writes happens, where my right hand point is? At the 3. 19 reads also happen. 19 writes happen. Initially pointer at 0. Let us consider initially pointer at 0. 19 writes happen means 1 roll over is happen. Pointer is at 1. 3. Again, 19 reads happen. Initially read pointer at 0. 19 reads is happening. Initially read point is 0. 19 reads means 1. Where the reader point is? At the 3. So is it a roll over is happening? Read toggle flag is becomes 1. Since a roll over happened. Here right is matching. Then what? Flags also matching. Right is happening. Flags are matching. What we can call this? Empty. So right pointer, read pointer are matching. Toggle flags also matching. This I can call it as what? Empty. Do you understand? Now let us take another scenario. Scenario 4. How many rights happen? 12 rights happen. How many rights happen? 12 rights happen. 12 right means what is writer point? Initially if your writer point at 0, then after 12 rights happen, where my pointer right pointer is at 12. Where my read pointer is at 12. 12 rights happen. Is it 12 or is happening? Is it right and read flags are happening? No. Both are what? 0. Then what you can see? Here rights is matching. Then flags also matching. I can call this nothing but what? Empty. So right pointer and read pointer are matching. Toggle flags are also matching. This I can call it as what? Empty. Now you can see it. 12 rights happen. 15 reads happen. Is it a correct scenario? Because right, based upon right only you are reading, right? Right is happened 12. If I'm going to read 15 reads, that is an illegal scenario. Always read should be equal to what? Right. Or it should be less than that. But here 12 rights happen, 15 reads happen. Then what is my, in this case I can call it what? Illegal scenario. The right cannot have more than the one. So we cannot have more reads than the one. Right. It is equal in number or less than number. You understand? So read pointer can never cross the one. Right pointer. At the best it can match to the one. Right pointer. You understand this? Next scenario 6. 14 people went in. And then 12 people come out. Went in means right. Come out means what? Read. So 14 people went in. 12 people come out. There are 16 chairs are there. Means 14 people went in means what? 14 rights happen. 14 rights happen means how many doubles? 2 doubles 1 to 15. Sorry, 0 to 15. Again 0 to 15 means 32. 2 rollovers happen. So that what is the doubles? 2 doubles. Totally means is it how many? Flag. Is it any rollovers happening? No. It's nothing but what? 0 doubles. So right pointer minus read pointer cannot be 1 more than the 10. You understand? Right pointer and read pointer cannot be 1 more than the 10. So at the best, right pointer and read pointer can only be the 1. Differ by only the 1 toggle. What do you mean by difference by 1 toggle? At the best, the right pointer and read pointer can only differ by how much? By the only 1 toggle. Means 1 toggle means what? 1 roll over. 1 roll over. This is the best one. Then right pointer and read pointer cannot more than the depth. So the toggle difference can be at the maximum of 1. 1 is a maximum of 1 means 1. 1 roll over. Hence taking 1 bit toggle is fine. Flag I can take 1 bit toggle means I can declare the toggle flag as 1 scalar. So if both reads happen, right pointer at the best can be 1. Right pointer at the best can be, so this depth of this means 28, not more than that. You don't understand? This is the scenario 6. And you can see these are possible combinations. So right toggle flag, read toggle flag have 4 possible scenarios. What is the one scenario is? Right toggle flag is equal to 1. Read toggle flag is equal to 1. Both pointers have the 1. Now the same. Now the you have roll over because 1 1. Here, right toggle flag is 0. Read toggle flag 0 means 1. They have rolled over even number of times. You understand? You understand this nothing but. They have not rolled over. Both flags are 0 0. Not overrolled. Suppose if they are overrolled, how many times? Even number of times. You can understand this? Again, right pointer is equal to 1. Then right flag is equal to 1 and read flag is equal to 0. What is this? Right pointer has rolled over. Read pointer does not roll. Again this one. Right flag is equal to 0. Read flag is equal to 1. What happens here? Right flag is equal to 0 means this is a scenario I can write 33 rights. 33 rights means 1. One roll over 0 to 1. Another roll over 1 to 0 happens. This is a 1. 0 to 1 again 1. 0. Again this is a 1. Read flag is equal to 1 means 1. I can take 20 reads. 20 reads happen means 1. One roll over answer. For this scenario. Are you understand? Right and read flags are 0 0. 0 1. 1 0 1. 1 1. Both are 1 1 means 1. 1 roll over. Both are rolled over. 0 0 means 1. They have not rolled over. In case they are rolled over, even number of times. So 1 0 means right is overrolled. Read pointer does not overroll. 1 0. This is about 1 0. 0 1. Read is overrolled. Right? Read is overrolled by how much? 1 time. Then right pointer is nothing but 1. Even 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. This is scenario I can take 33 rights and 1. 20 reads. You understand? So toggle difference at the best can be 1. The toggle difference to get the best one is nothing but 1. Full right and full read happens when the roll over flags. What are the flags I'm using is toggles to 1. 1. Toggle difference at the best can be 1. What is not possible in this case? What is not possible? If right flag is nothing but 2 means 1. 2 means 2 times roll over. Read is nothing but 1. 0 means 1. No roll over. So this is not possible. The pointer should not pass the 1 depth of right. So this is not possible. So due to this reason, we will only need 1 bit of the 1 toggle. Roll over should be happens 1. The difference should be 1. I think you are understanding about what is this toggle flags. Is it clear? Now let us come into the scenario 7. And just to understand this, we are taking different scenarios. In the scenario 7, total rights happen. 9 reads happen. Total rights means 1. Pointer is pointing to the 12. Flag is nothing but 1 0. No roll over. 9 read means 1. Read pointer at 9. No roll over. No read. No roll over means 1. This flag is nothing but 0. This is nothing but I can say neither not full. This combination I can say 1. Neither not full. Empty is equal to 0 or 1. Full is equal to 0. Using this 1. This is the number of reads and the rights. Now what is scenario 8 is? 40 reads happen. 40 rights happen. 40 read means where my pointer is located. How it is it? How many times it is rolled over? 2 times. 1 to 0 to 15, 0 to 15 means 32. 40 minus 32, where my pointer is located is nothing but 8. Difference 40 minus 32. So how many times it is toggle it is? 0 to 1 again 1. 1 to 3. Here 40 reads happen means 1. 0 to read pointer also 8. Roll over happens 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. So what is scenario tells that? Empty. Why it is empty? Since both are match. Both the toggles are matching. You can understand. Are you clear this? Now what? There are some questions. What if you don't use the pointers? Right pointer and read pointer. What happens in my people? What happens if there is no right pointer and read pointer? You can't able to see that roll over where the pointer is located. Correct? What about this? If you don't use the full and empty signals? I'm not getting that whether my people is full or it is empty. Full one indicates what? My people is full one indicates that people is full. Empty one indicates that people is empty. You can't read. Don't read. Correct? So I can use this full and empty signals. What about this one? Toggle flags. Should know that many times it is a roll over happen. Right? Using this, we are going to tell if the flags are matching, empty or full it is. Flags are matching, empty. If does not matches, full. You can understand? Right? So my pointer is 4 bit only in this case. Depth is 60. If depth is 32, the pointer is fine. Read pointer and right pointer is fine. Did you understand this? Are you clear about this one? Now imagine what are the signals we get there for the people. What are the signals, control signals we talked about first? Full, empty, right? Toggle flag, read toggle flag, write the data, right pointer and the read pointer. Correct, then what is it? Suppose I want to print the error. Print the error, I can use one. One write error, one read error. Write error, read error is input or output? Output. What about this toggle flag, sir? Input or output? Outputs. What about this full and empty? Outputs. You can understand? Along with this, what other inputs will be there? One input is W data, another input is another output. R data is nothing but output, right? R data is nothing but output. And then one more is nothing but write enable. And then what? Read enable. Write enable and the read enable. You can understand? Then clock reset. You need a address here. No, using what how you are doing? It's called pointers. You can understand? You can understand this one. Now if I talk about the interfacing for the synchronous people, interface and the ports, there won't be a part of one address port. FIFO does not require one addresses. So if I write the interface to this, what are the write interface I can write is write enable underscore I indicates what? W data means what? Write it. So with respect to this, full, what is full indicates here? This is relating to the write data. If full is equal to 1 1. By FIFO is full. Don't write it. Right. Then read what are the read interfaces? Read pointer, read enable. This is not an input and output force I'm talking about. Read pointer and write pointer is not an input and output force. You understand? Read data and write data are what? Input force. If I talk about the read interface, what I have? Read enable. Okay, let us understand why I don't need input and output for the pointers, read pointer and write pointer. If I write the FIFO, right, these are what my read, these are what read pointer. There's no indication of what, whether it is input and output. Right, these are read pointer and write pointer is not declaring as a force, input and output. Because if I write the FIFO, this is nothing but what? Built-in, I can say built-in variables we can call read pointer and what? Write pointer. So here, the read interface and what? Read enable, and then read data is an output. Read enable is input or output? It is input. How data is input or output? Output. Empty, output. Then common signals are what? I can use class, reset, and to tell that it is an error, I can use what? Error, output. Read error, write error. Why FIFO does not require the address? So when you go to the bank, we don't go with a specific chair, right? You understand, I don't need address here. So when you go to the bank, we don't need the one specific chair in the bank. We sit wherever it is what? Vacant. So where write pointer and read pointer will take care of books. Are you understanding this? So there is no need of the address here. So we can take care about this using what? Write pointer and the read pointer will take care. Is it the registers are required here? Registers are required here. What are the registers are? Regulator types are. We can call registers are write the pointer, read the pointer, then toggle flag, and then read toggle and the right toggle. Read toggle and the right toggle. So memory is required in this case? Yes. So for storing the incoming data, we need what? Memory. Did you understand? Then parameter is required. This. What parameter is required? Depth. Then what you can calculate? Width of the memory, right? Then what you need? Pointer width. Then we are calling the address width. When you are calling the memory. Here I can call what? Since I'm using write pointer and read pointer, I need what? The pointer width. Did you understand this? Can you imagine what are the common signals? Common signals. Clock, reset, error. Write enable, write error, read error. This is common. If I'm now talking about the read interface, write enable is the input, write data is what? Input, based upon the width. Right. Then with respect to that, what is output is full. If full is equal to 1 by FIFO is what? Full. Indicating that it is full. Then with respect to the read interface, read enable, all data is output, then empty is the output. With respect to the read interface. Then what are the registers here? Regulator types are. Write pointer, read pointer, flags, write flags, read flags. Right? Then we need a memory to model this. Yes, to store the data, we need a memory. And then we are using the parameters. Depth, width, and the pointer width. Pointer width. Yes, this is clear. Now can you write a port and port declaration of the FIFO? Can you write a program to this now? Write a port declaration. Write a port declaration to this. Write a port declaration to this. Module, correct? Module. Then let us like synchronize FIFO. What are the ports are? What are the common ports are? I can write flag, reset. Then let us take write underscore enable. Correct? Write underscore enable. Then what I can write? Two error I'm using. On this write underscore enable and read underscore. Sorry, not enable error. Is it fine? Write error and what? Read error. Next step. Enable means write enable. Then what? Read enable. Then write data. Read data. Write data and what? Read data. Then what I can write? Toggle. So write underscore. Toggle underscore flag. Then what I can write? Read underscore. Correct. Toggle underscore what? Flag. F indicates what flag. If you want, you can write the full name. Then what I need? Full and empty. Full is the output. Correct. Empty is also what? Output. Empty is the output. Empty is the output. Is there any other ports are there? Input output ports are there? Alright. Write pointer, read pointer is a rich data type. Is rich data type, right? That is not exclusively making as an input port or output port. Then I can create what? Rich data. Are you clear? Now what are the parameters I can use? Parameter is first I can use the width. So width how much you can do? 16. Okay, let us do 16. Then what parameter I need? Depth. Depth is equal to how much? Let us make 16. Because for this explanation we take the depth of what? 16. So that when you are modeling, getting a program, we'll understand this. By overriding the parameter, you can make it to one different depth. You can work with the depth with a different depth. Then what I need? Parameter. Pointer. Let us like pointer is capital case. Correct, like this. Pointer. Pointer what? Underscore width. What I can write for this is? What is the pointer width is? Depth is 16. 4. How you can calculate this? Dollar system class function. Dollar symbol C log based on what? Depth. Did you understand this? First we need the parameter declaration. Next what I want to do? Input. First let us write all the common inputs. What are the common inputs? Clock, reset, right? Clock and reset. Then what are the other inputs? First we write all the inputs. What are the other inputs? W data means what? What I can write? Width, right? width minus 1, full unto what? 0. What I can write? W return. This is what width of the memory, right? W returns. Then, what is another input, sir? Read enable and write enable. Read enable. Then, what I can write? This is write enable. I'll put comma. Read enable comma. Write enable. Then, next I'll go with one. Output. Output. Range. Let us write first. Width minus 1 colon to 0 what? Our data. Then what are the other outputs? Output. Range of what? Right. Toggle. Flag. Comma. Read underscore what? Toggle underscore what? Flag. Then what I can write? Full and empty also scalar. Full and empty. Then what other outputs are? Right error. Read. Output right. This is right error. Comma. Then what I can write? Read error. Read underscore error. Next. What are the register declaration is? Range what I can write? Pointer right underscore with the minus 1 to 1. 0 of 1. Right pointer. Tell right like this, right pointer is fine. Next is what? Range pointer right pointer underscore with the minus 1 colon to 0 of 1. Read pointer. Read PTR. Read underscore PTR. Is it fine? Then what is the other range? Data types? Memory. Then we need to model the memory. Memory is equal to store the data. Correct? What I can write here? Range. What is the memory? Width, right? Width minus 1 down to 0 of what? So I take mem. What I can write? Depth minus 1 colon to what? 0. These are input output declaration. And what I can do? In the model. So let us then run for the syntax errors. I'm not writing the body of the model. Just report and code declaration. 16th line is. Okay. Pointer underscore. Okay. This is PTR, right? This is PTR and then this is also PTR. Now did you understand what are the ports are input, output ports for the FIFO, synchronous FIFO? So with that analogy, whatever the analogy we have done, based upon that analogy, we'll write a program. So what is the program start with what? I can go with always behavioral model. Okay? Always at the rate of what? Cos edge of the plot. What I want to do? Begin. Let us do it now. Begin again. What I want to do? If my what? Reset is equal to 1. Begin. What I want to do? One way to do this is, if my reset is equal to 1, all these range, whatever the range data type you are using it, range data types, to make it 1, zeros. What are the range data type you are zeros nothing but all data, right toggle flag, read toggle flag, full, empty, right error, read error, then what? Right pointer, read pointer, memory. What to do this memory? For I is equal to 0, I is less than 10, use the for loop, and make memory of I is equal to 1, 0. You understand? When reset is equal to 0, what are the things I need to make? 0. All data is equal to what? 0. Then what? Right underscore error is equal to 0. Read underscore error is equal to what? 0. Then right underscore toggle underscore flag is equal to what? 0. Read underscore. Okay. What is the toggle spelling I was using is TOGLE. Is it spelling correct? TOGLE. This is nothing but what? TOGLE toggle. Double G. Let us make correct spelling. Nothing to. Sorry, this is GGLE. Okay. I'll change. TOGGLE. Here also I'm going to make TOGGLE. This is also one. TOGGLE underscore flag is equal to what? 0. Oh, import is also same. Okay. Let us go top. Change it. Toggle. Change this into toggle. Use it find out. Okay. Next. Flags are made 0. Read enable, write enable is 0. Then what I need to make 0. Full is 0. Empty is 0. Now what I need to do? For right? For what? I is equal to 0. If I use I, what I need to do? I need to declare this, right? Integer.
Premium.
Integer, right? And what I want to do? I is less than or equal to what? Tab. Then what I need to do? I is equal to I plus. Then what I need to do? Memory of I, right? Memory of I is equal to 0. So this I'm going to do again here. This if condition. If condition all range data types are what? Make all range data type to zeros. Now what I need to do? Else begin. Let us write into this also. Else begin means what? Reset is equal to 0. Reset is equal to 0. So what I want to write in the reset is equal to 0? Condition, right? What condition? If my right underscore what? Enable. When this is equal to what? 1. Begin. Sorry. Begin. Then what I need to do? If enable is right, enable is equal to 1. If right, if what I can do? Full. Right? Full is equal to 1. Begin. What I should write here? Memory of, correct? Memory of what? Write underscore what? Pointer, right? Memory underscore write underscore pointer is equal to what? Write the data to the memory. Correct? Did you understand this? If write enable is equal to 1, what I need to do? I should write the data to the what? Memory. Means you have before. How you can write that? Memory underscore what? Pointer. Write underscore pointer is equal to what? W data. Then what I need to do? I should increment, right? To write the data. What I want to do? Write the pointer. What I said. If full is equal to 1, saying that what? The condition, if full is equal to 1, this full is equal to 1. See that enable is equal to 1. We should do what? Write operation. Also, I need to check this. If full is equal to 1, the condition for what? Write operation is full is equal to 1. If full is equal to 1, I'm writing this data to the what? Memory. How do you understand it? This full what indicates that write my before is full. Then further I should not write. Correct? So here what I'm doing, I'm checking, okay, write enable is equal to 1. If full is equal to 1, I'm started writing to this. Okay, then now to do this, can you realize this program? This I'm putting in the else block. In the else block I'm putting what? Reset is 1. Reset is 0. If reset is 0, what two processes should happen? What are two processes? Read operation and the write operation. When reset is equal to 0. Can you tell me how to do this? You can analyze this program. It is the same like a memory, right? What you have done. Okay, you decide this later. Nothing to do. If full is equal to 1, you know what you need to do. Now you do it for this one. If write underscore enable is equal to 1, what I want to do? Memory write underscore pointer is equal to 1. W data. Then what I need to do? I need to increment the writer pointer. How to increment the writer pointer? Writer pointer, right? Is equal to what? Writer pointer, the writer underscore pointer. Plus 1 is equal to, sorry, plus 1. Plus 1. Then what I need to do? How to check if it is a roll over is happening or not? Toggle right. So how to do that is, when you write the data, correct? You write the data to the what? Memory. Now I need to check if, what I want to check? Writer underscore pointer equal to what? Correct. Depth minus 1. If my writer pointer is reaching to what? Maximum value, 15. So depth is what? 16. 16 minus is nothing but what? 15 and 15. If this is true, then roll over is happening again. If writer pointer is equal to depth minus 1, what I want to do? WR underscore what? Toggle underscore flag is equal to what I need to do? 1. How to do 1? How to do 1 means I need to toggle this. Lot of what? Right underscore what? Toggle underscore. Yeah. Did you understand this? This is what I'm writing. I'm implementing this. If this is my rollover happened, then I'm making this toggle. After that, I'm starting implementing this. We know this matches, right? Rollover happens. What happens here? It is coming here. Did you understand? Okay, I was saying that I want to increment before here. Okay. I'm incremented, then I'm making the flag is toggle here. Nothing to worry what is there here. Okay. Then what I need to do? If this is not true, right? If right underscore enable is not to 0, what I want to do? So still I'm not going with the read. Still I'm in the write operation. If enable is equal to 1, right? I'm doing this, writing the data to the memory. Then I'm incrementing the pointer. I'm checking with the pointer. If my pointer is 15, I'm toggling the what? W underscore toggle, like toggling. Then if this is not true, then I should make what? W data is equal to 0. Right? Did you understand this? Memory is 0. Then also you should check that if full is equal to 1. What I want to do? My FIFO is full. My FIFO is full. Okay. So let me briefly go at this one so that you'll be understanding. We are declaring all the variables here. What are the input variables? I'm using clock reset, write enable and read error. And then with this nothing but what? W data is with minus 1. R data is nothing but W minus 1. So outputs are what? Read error, write error, full and empty. These are depth I was declared here. These are depth. And what are the registered data types? One is memory. Another one is what? Write data and read data. Next one is what? Toggle. Write toggle and the read toggle. Now always the possibility of the toggle. My reset is equal to 1. All my registered data type is making to what? 0. Even I should make what? Empty to what I should make? Why empty is making to 1? Because it does that my FIFO is 1. Empty. You can understand, I think we have not done this. So this empty I should make it to 1. This is happened when what? Reset is equal to 1. Now else begin. The else begin. What I can do? Initially I make what? Here both error 0. Initially I am assuming this. Read error is equal to 0 and write error is equal to 0. Now here, how to write to the FIFO is? How to write to the FIFO? If read enable is equal to 1, then what I'm checking? If my full is equal to 1, now I think you understanding this. Instead I'm making this read enable is equal to 0, write enable is equal to 0. With this, if read enable is equal to 1, if full is equal to 1, what I'm doing? This error. I'm writing error. What I'm doing? Write error is equal to 1. And I'm completing this in here. Now for this else I'm writing for this. What is this else? Else is nothing but memory is write enable is equal to 1. This is a body of this. Correct? Are you understanding? In this body, what I'm checking? If full is equal to 1, what I'm asking to tell. It is error. Then else I'm going to this. This else. What is this else? Sorry, this else. Sorry. This else, full else, when full is equal to 0, what I'm doing is memory of writer point is equal to what? W data. Then what I'm doing? I'm checking if my writer pointer is equal to what? Depth minus 1. I'm asking to toggle this. Then what I'm doing? I'm incrementing the pointer. So this is happened from here to here. This happened when my right enable is equal to what? 1. You don't understand? This will happen when right enable is equal to 1. Now this is my what? Right to the figure. You don't understand? Then how to read from the figure? Read from the figure. Then I should check what? Same thing. If my read enable is equal to what? 1. Begin. If my empty is equal to 1, what I want to do? Read the error. Read the error. Read error is equal to 1. Yes, what I want to do? R data is equal to memory of the what? Read function. R data is equal to memory of the read pointer. Again, I'm checking this. To toggle this, I'm checking the condition. If condition, read to toggle. Okay. Then I'm going to implement the what? Read pointer. Implementing the read pointer. Are you understanding? Then I will let all this if conditions. Now this is final. So using error signal, if my full is equal to 1, I'm printing the error. If full is equal to 0, then I'm doing the what? Memory read operation. Memory write operation. If empty is equal to 0, then what I'm doing? Read operation. Then how to check the flags? When you say it is full and when you say it is empty. If toggle flags are what? Matches. What you are saying? Empty. If toggle flags are not matches, full. That logic you can implement using sequential part or you can implement that using the combinational part. So I go to combinational part, easy to design. I want to check when to full and when is empty based upon the what? Flags. So I can use always at the rate star. You can see always at the rate star. Initial I'm going to make what? Full is equal to 0 and empty is equal to 0. Now I'm checking this. If pointer is equal to what? Right pointer is equal to read pointer. I'm using what operator? Logical AND operator. What is this nothing but? Right toggle flag is equal to what? Read toggle flag. This is matches. Or I can say empty is equal to what? Else what? Empty is equal to 0. You know to check the full is. Same. But it is not equal. These flags are not equal. Not matching. Right pointer is equal to read pointer. Logical AND operation with right toggle not is equal to 1. Read toggle. What I can say? Full is equal to 1. And else what? Full is equal to 0. You understand this? Read operation to the right operation to the FIFO and write to the FIFO and read from the FIFO. That's it. This is our design file for the FIFO. Synchronous FIFO. Now can you able to write a test page to this? Like you can also make a cases here, test cases. What test cases are? When right flag is 0, full read and full write I want to do one thing. Correct? Then if I'm over happening, then I should do the toggling based upon the toggling whether I should do the read write is properly happening or not based upon the full and the empty. Like how you are doing the test cases like backdoor memory access and backdoor memory access. Here also we give a different test cases and see when full read and full write is happening. If you are passing the width more than that. Okay. To try to write a test bench to this. So let us do one thing. We'll stop the session here. The next session we'll write a test cases, different test cases to this synchronously. Are you clear? You go through this again because if you are understanding that analogy is directly transforming into the vanilla code here. Right? If you are good at understanding the analogies, the control signals, what we are using in the FIFO, you can understand and write the different test cases. Understanding how full FIFO is happening. And then if you give the width, roll over width, what happening, what is my full signal, what is my empty signal, what is my error, that you can understand. You can write different test cases for this. Is it clear? So for this you can write the test cases. At least you've done full read and full write. Using task you can do. Okay. And other test cases we'll see in the next session. So any questions are there, you can please go ahead. Online student, any questions are there, you can go ahead now. So did you understand what are the ports are there in the FIFO? Again, these ports according to you how you are modeling the FIFO. Correct? This is what we did. We say when full is 1, when empty is 1, so that we are taking two output signals. Then we are taking errors. When to print the error is. So we are taking two more output signals, nothing but write error and the read error. Okay. Here you should understand that what are the input ports for the FIFO, what are the range type of the FIFO, okay? And then what are the parameters we are using to the FIFO. This logic we can also write in the combinational like, as a sequential like. How we can write this is nothing. Always you can write also passage the flag. Initially full is equal to 0 or empty is equal to 0. Then you write the conditions. Right? Since we are using here what stars, this indicates what? Combinational model. In the sensitive list changes here. Full or empty changes here. It triggers this one. Always plus because the variable which you are using inside always flag. But understand, I'm not writing always at the first edge of the flag, right? What I'm writing? Star sensitive list contains what? Combinational variables. You can understand this? So you try to write a test bench to this and understand. First you write full read and full write. So when it is happening, full read and full write. Full write and full read should happen. What is meant by full read and full write is? I should write suppose depth is 16. All 16 right pointers should be what? To write to the memory. Then I should read from the memory. What are the conditions for this is? Right toggle and then right toggle is equal to read toggle. Okay, right pointer also equal to write and read the full cycle, full write and the read. Okay, I think you are understanding the behavior of this before. Now, try to write the test cases, and in the next session we'll see different test cases how you can write and run to the video. Is any questions from the online students? Can you please go ahead? So yeah, we are using different nomenclature plan. You can use other name also how you are convenient. Okay, the way we are modeling the before is when rollover happens, we are using some flags here. to tell that this number of loads happen, this numbers of writes happen, this numbers of read happens. Based upon that, we are deciding the plans. Is it clear? Okay, let us talk more about these test cases in the next session.